Stephanie Miller, and I'd like to take a moment to share some thoughts and ideas with you. Have you ever spoke the words, I can't or I'm not? I can't do that. I can't go on. I can't stop. Or I'm not capable. I believe we speak these words because there's a battle that's within us. And that battle within us is between our greatness and lies. You see, the greatness that's within us, it has this desire to be acknowledged. It has this desire to flourish and to shine. But oftentimes the perception of ourselves and the perception of others create the lies of I can or I'm not. You see, when I was young, I had this dream of playing college basketball. I would watch UConn and Tennessee square off and just dream of myself one day being in that situation. One day playing in the NCAA Final Four and being able to cut the net down. In elementary school, I was at the bottom of Jefferson Hill playing basketball with the boys. In middle school, I was on the court of Pulaski shooting a J. And in high school, I wore that Hurricane jersey on my back. But you see, somewhere in the course of my sophomore year and my junior year, I took on the perception of I can't and I'm not. I can't play as well as the other players. I can't get recognized like the other players. I can't go to AAU camp like the other players. I'm not good as the other players. I'm not going to get a scholarship. I'm not going to go to college and play basketball. And in taking on the perception of I can't and I'm not, I let those lies create a story that I didn't want. And that was the story of me quitting basketball my junior year. I don't want your life to take on a story that you don't want. I want you to develop the perception of I can and I am. There's a story of a young boy who wants to play baseball, but he's not quite old enough yet. But he says to his mom, he says, Mom, when I become old enough, I'm going to play baseball. And his mom looks at him and he says, okay, son, but now I want you to remember that when you do play baseball, you can't run like the other kids because of your operation. And this little boy, he stops and thinks for a moment. He puts his head down, puts his hands in his pocket and fumbles with his hands. And then he looks up at his mom and he says, Mom, you know what? It's okay. When I play baseball, I'm just going to knock the balls out of the park. And I'll be able to walk around the bases. You see, that boy had the perception of I can and I am. He didn't let his mom's false reality of him or her perception of him create the lies of I can and I'm not. In this little boy's story, he was a baseball player. And not only was he a baseball player, he was a great baseball player, knocking the balls out of the park. I want you to transform your thinking to the thinking of this little boy, whether it be in your personal life, your professional life, or your spiritual life. I want you to develop the perception of I can and I am. I can have the body I want. I am strong. I can get that promotion. I am qualified. I can have peace. I am peace. You see, in developing those perceptions of I can and I am, it will change your life. I'm reminded of a quote that says, life is a matter of perception, and perception is based on thoughts. Thoughts come from the mind. Change your mind, change your life. I am challenging you to change your life by changing your perception from I can't and I'm not to I can and I am. You will see that in changing your perception to I can and I am, your life will change. The perception of others will change. And you'll be knocking the balls out of the park just like that little kid. Again, I'm Stephanie Miller, challenging you to ignite your greatness and walk in your greatness.